Most successful students that have achieved significant academic accomplishments can tell you that they owe it all to effective studying habits. No matter at which stage of life you are currently in, it's important to know and develop successful studying habits. Whether you're a student who wants to improve his grades, an entrepreneur who wants to learn more about sales and marketing, or simply a person who wants to immerse himself in the topic of personal development. In this video, I will share the 9 most important habits to study more effectively and understand any subject more clearly. Before we start, it's important that you understand that the key into being a good student is knowing how to educate yourself wisely. There is no use in spending 5 hours studying a topic if you are not to apply a correct study method. You might have noticed that some students seem to get excellent grades without much effort. However, these people are the exception. Most successful people, in general, have achieved effective study goals by developing proactive habits. The 9 habits that I will share with you in this video will be challenging at first. However, it's important that you develop and nurture them gradually. Be persistent, and you will notice better results whenever you set yourself to learn something new. Your overall knowledge will increase, and as you progress, you'll find it easier to retain new information. Studying without a proper direction won't allow you to understand and retain new topics. Therefore, the first habit is, have a clear reason to study. Regardless of the subject you are studying, it's essential that you understand the reason for wanting to acquire that particular knowledge. Every time you sit down to read a book or do an assignment, you must set a clear goal to why you are spending your time learning this new topic. This applies to your academic, professional, or personal goals. If you don't know how to design a goal, check the description of this video, where I will share a link on how to set goals. The motivation you will need to complete your study sessions will successfully be proportional to how appropriate is the reason for which you started. You will find that the most meaningful results come from when you step out of your comfort zone. Therefore, the second habit is, when learning, start with the hardest. There are many people who think that starting with the easiest projects and moving towards the hardest ones is the best way to accomplish results. This is because our mind is trained to seek for the least challenging action at that precise moment. However, the best strategy will always be to start with the most complicated project. That is, the one that requires the most mental energy. When you finish that great project, that difficult subject, or that challenging book, you'll find that it's easier to take on less challenging subjects or projects. There is a phrase that says, "A fool with a plan can beat a genius without a plan." Therefore, the third study habit is, create a study plan. The most successful students take 2 especially important steps. The first one is to develop a weekly study plan, and the second is to commit to fulfilling that plan. People who base their study sessions on their emotions will say, "I will study when I feel like it. Now I'm not in the mood." This attitude leads to very sporadic studies where the results are significantly poor. Be careful not to fall into this trap and commit to creating weekly study plans, where under your own terms, you can develop your education. Taking our last tip as a starting point, the fourth habit is, establish a routine. Creating a study plan is important. However, a routine will give you the necessary regime to move forward each day with greater knowledge and less resistance towards learning. Remember, we are the result of our habits. So, when you study at the same time every day, every week, and every month, you will make studying a part of your life. This means you will be able to commit to your study time with more encouragement and enthusiasm, already prepared for a productive and effective session. And if something special or out of the ordinary happens that alters your times, don't worry. Just try to establish it again as soon as possible to continue your routine towards success. We all know that studying is not always the easiest or most fun. However, if you want to achieve success in any area of your life, it's important that you develop your discipline. With this in mind, the fifth habit is, give up your desire to procrastinate. It's extremely easy to drop out from studying, either because you're not interested, because it's difficult to understand, or because you're simply tired. Your mind will try to convince you to escape from studies and pursue pleasure. However, your learning process will be affected if you walk this route. To be able to study effectively, you must develop a sense of personal responsibility, where you know that what you are doing is important, and therefore you cannot give in to distractions. Following this line of thought, the sixth habit is, avoid all distractions. One of the 21st century problems is our limited ability to pay attention for long periods of time. It's amazingly easy to get distracted. Maybe you're constantly looking at your phone, chatting with a friend, or surfing the web. However, here I propose 3 tips to focus correctly. Number 1. Find a secluded spot where you know you will not be distracted. Number 2. Remove all distractions that you know will divert your attention. For example, turn off your phone or keep it in a place where you cannot easily access it. And third, based on your study plan, set the duration of your study session and place your full attention on your studies. In the video description below, I'll share a video for you to learn about focus and develop your concentration. Although this may seem obvious, I can assure that most people don't practice the next habit. Never leave your studies for the last minute. Have you ever found yourself in this situation? It's 2 in the morning, everyone's asleep, but you're trying to stay awake with all your might studying for the exam that you will have in a couple hours? If so, now's the time to change. The idea is that after watching this video, it won't happen again. Successful people spread their learning over different periods of time. Study even if there's no homework. Read even if you're on vacation. And you'll improve your learning skill throughout the year. It doesn't matter if there's short periods of studying. The important thing is that you get comfortable with constant learning. Studying means deeply understanding what you are reading or studying, which means having the ability to explain it to someone else. The 8th habit is, take notes and review them to connect ideas. Get in the habit of always taking note of the things you study. If you're in class, focus on taking good notes. If you're an employee, be sure to take notes at meetings. And even when you're watching this video, I'd recommend that you take notes on those concepts that seem important to you. Once you have those notes, review them when necessary. By analyzing your notes before each study session, you can connect ideas, understand them more clearly, and remember important topics. Make a goal out of your study periods. Aim for the main ideas to stand out for you to keep them in mind. Develop diagrams and mind maps. They will help you structure your thinking and will graphically help you understand how the main points connect. The 9th and final habit relates to our social life and is, surround yourself with committed people. Have you heard the phrase, 2 heads are better than 1? This is particularly true when studying anything. There are 4 advantages that having a study group will give you. First, when you encounter any difficulties, you can get help from someone else who might understand it better. Second, you'll be able to finish projects and tasks with greater speed. Third, teaching the concepts to someone else will help you better integrate them into your thought process and at the same time help your group. And fourth, it will help you establish a friendship with those people who share similar values with you. Despite these advantages, you must be careful not to get used to only studying in a group. Learn how to study individually and learn how to study as a group, and on this last one, make sure that all members have the same desire to create an efficient, intelligent, and objective study system. Now that you know the 9 study habits that will give you the necessary tools to reach the levels of success and self-improvement you are looking for, let's make a quick recap. 1. Have a clear reason to study. 2. When learning, start with the hardest. 3. Create a study plan. 4. Establish a routine. 5. Give up your desire to procrastinate. 6. Avoid all distractions. 7. Never leave your studies for the last minute. 8. Take notes and review them to connect ideas. 9. Surround yourself with committed people. Before we wrap this video up, I want to leave you with the following reflection. We never cease to learn. New knowledge is right around the corner waiting on us. As human beings, we are curious by nature. So take advantage from this and embrace new topics, techniques, and ideas. You will be amazed by how fulfilling it is learning something new. Nowadays, the world is changing at the fastest pace ever. Having the best learning and adapting skills are an absolute necessary tool today. So I encourage you to find something new to learn whenever possible. Go around and look for interesting people who want to keep expanding their knowledge. Learning is an everyday job. To conclude, studying better means engaging your whole mind. That also means having an emotional openness to integrate new information and learn it effectively. So, if you're ready to apply these 9 powerful habits, leave your comment below. What topic or subject are you aiming to learn in the near future? Please share with us if you have learned something new recently. Why is learning something important for you right now? Let us know what keeps you motivated in this state of constant learning. Wait, before you continue with your next big project, don't forget to subscribe to Full Insight. If you like our content, please share with a friend or a family member that might benefit. Until next time!